All right, so what we have going on here is we're kind of in the middle of the problem. I had to restart the recording. Subtracted 23 for both sides. Reorganized, took the x squared and the 6x, put it here. Did 6 divided by 2 is a 3. So I got that 3 goes right in there. So this 3 is right into there. 3 squared is 9. 9 will go into both sides here. Now for here, I took the negative 4 divided by 2. I got negative 2. So I'll get y minus 2. Then I put the 4, and I have to put the 4 into here. And this is going to be a 4 as well. So now I know it's x plus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared is equal to, well, what's 12 plus 9? 21 plus 4. 25. So the equation that I have is x plus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared is equal to 25. Now, from here I can figure out my center and I can figure out my radius. So, how do you figure out a center and a radius once you're able to complete the square twice for both of these? Now, the center, if we forgot, the equation is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared is equal to r squared, where hk is the center and r is the radius. So, where's my center at? Am I going to use 3 or negative 3? Negative 3. Am I going to use negative 2 or 2? 2. There's my center, 3, 2. Now the radius is going to be equal to the square root of 25, which is equal to 5. So now I know I have a circle that center is at negative 3, 2, and the radius is 5. And then if we needed to graph it, we could graph it. If we needed to do whatever we needed to do with it, we could go ahead and do that. All right, now let's look at number 2. Well, first off, anybody having any problems with this one? This is all it is. Good. All right, let's take a look at number 2. I might be able to do number 2 on the page. All right. I have to get rid of the number. First things first, get rid of the number. So what's the number? All right, so subtract 15 from both sides. And then I'm going to set it up. X squared plus 8x plus that value for x plus y squared plus, is there any other y? No, there's no other y in the problem. If you want to kind of crib a little bit here, you could put 0y. And what's 3 minus 15? Negative 12. So hopefully this thing works out for us. Now, how do I complete the square here? All right, I'm going to take the 8, divide it by 2, and get 4. So I know I'm going to get x plus 4 quantity squared. And now, what's 4 squared? 16. So I have to add 16 here. So this is my x part of it. Now my y value is what? 0 divided by 2, what do we get? 0. And then 0 squared is equal to 0, so it's 0 plus a 0. Now, normally when you see that, you can automatically go to just saying y squared, like this. Or you could just say y squared minus 0. or y minus 0 quantity squared. However you want to do it. But we know that our y value is going to be a 0 in that case. What's negative 12 plus 16? 4. So my center is at, am I going to use 4 or negative 4? Negative 4. What's the y value? 0. And my radius is equal to the square root of 4, which is 2. And I wanted to make sure we did this since we're missing a y term. It ends up being a 0, and you have to deal with the 0 at that point. Wait. All right, I'll do one more and then the rest of yours. And you'll have the rest of the hour to finish them. I'll do the one with the fractions in it. No, I'm going to do one with fractions. All right, now, everything's in terms of 16ths. So if I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, I have to say, all right, 4 over 1 times 16 over 16 is going to give me 16ths. So this is what I have to do to multiply in order to get my equivalent equation. So what's 4 times 16? 4 times 6 is 24, so this is going to be 64 over 16. So basically what I'm going to get is 9 over 16 minus 64 over 16. So what's my answer going to be? Negative 55 over 16. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my x squared plus 4x plus something here, 16. And then I have another y squared, but nothing else. So it's just going to be plus y squared. When it's just plus y squared, we don't have to complete a square with that term. But what's the value that's going to be in the center? 0. So I know this is going to be, I know my center, at least right now, is going to be something comma 0. Because the y squared doesn't have anything to do. So now I take 4 and divide it by 2, and what do I get? 2. So I know I'm going to get x plus 2 squared plus y squared. Now, what's 2 squared? 4. All right, so now I need 4 again. But I already did that up here. 4 converted into 16ths is going to be, I have negative 65 over 16 plus, that's a 55, sorry. And that's 64 over 16ths. So if I add those together, what do I get? Didn't I subtracted 4 and then I added 4. So what did I really do? If I gave you $10 and then you paid me $4 and then I gave you $4, how much money you got left? $10. So it's 9 over 16 all over again. So I didn't do anything. And we didn't do anything. We subtracted 4 to start, but then we had to add 4 back. Nothing changed. So at this point, I know that's going to be a negative 2. My radius is equal to the square root of 9 over 16. Well, what's the square root of 9? 3. What's the square root of 16? 4. there's your center, there's your radius. All right, so I did 3 problems. You guys got 7, and you got until the time we leave to get them done. You will be okay.